Alright, let's do this shit.
Alrighty. Because he's gonna roast me and tell me everything I'm doing wrong tonight, and I need that.
Alright, guys.
Because he's like,
you suck at aiming.
Okay, so firstly, I'm never gonna just say you suck at aiming. That is unhelpful and unwarranted advice. Especially in your case, your aiming's fine, your predictions, But another thing I like to note is the choice of crosshair. Obviously, it doesn't matter a whole lot, but I find this to be pretty weird. Whatever, whatever floats your boat.
I'm actually not the worst at aiming.
Okay, so let's take a look at what we have here, right? Assuming it'll let me do that. Okay. So obviously we have the Pharah and the Zen. I like this combo, especially in a duo stack. Especially duoing. Otherwise, it's kind of iffy. We have Zen Mercy, which is not too bad as a support setup, but as for our tanks, we really only have Ryan, and you know how I feel about that. So I don't know. Again, it's a little iffy. I do think that Roadhog could be helpful if it weren't for the fact that our two DPS were Pharah and Tracer. And that's purely because these people are going to be moving around a whole lot, and when Roadhog pulls somebody into our team, who's going to deal with it? Literally just Zen. And he can't really be playing like Flank Hog anymore, so the only way he's gonna get value is if he hooks somebody into our team. Mercy's gonna be busy supporting, Zen is gonna be busy supporting, Ryan is gonna have a shield up, Tracer's gonna be in the backline, you're gonna be floating above, so really Zen's gonna be the only one firing, and as well as Roadhog, granted. But it's not ideal, but whatever, it's plat, I'm gonna have to get used to it. Alrighty. I don't have a whole lot to say at the beginning here.
Oh, they're actually holding when they're supposed to hold. Okay, that's gonna be an issue.
Okay, I don't know why we're going underneath. Oh, that's right. That's right. You're gonna boop him off. I think you could have done that earlier. This is a great idea. Interesting in its execution. I definitely would have liked to see us just place it really well here. It's totally possible to just, like, I understand, obviously you know that you can hover longer if you tap, if you feather the spacebar, but if you hold it, you get a significant amount of height, especially with the, like, 6-month-old buffs or whatever they were. Pharah doesn't really hover in the air so much as she used to. It doesn't like she just hangs there, like she moves around in it. So if you press E, just aim it behind them, be very careful with your shot, and you don't have to be inactive for this whole portion. Like, notice 41 seconds, team fight's happening, they're firing down, we're firing back, but they're on high ground, right? Still going, it's about 10 seconds later, and now they're finally all down there. And the Tracer's finally with us too. D.Va can fly right back up. Yana's gone. Another thing I'd like to point out, we're just kind of in the open. As Pharah, we have a really unique opportunity. We can take, like, high cover. Like, this is the biggest mistake I see a lot of Pharahs do, is that they think that the idea of cover doesn't apply to them because they're in the air, but it applies just as much, and it is huge. I love this. This fight is so clean. Honestly, you got like 5 of them actually. Alright, see, again, we're just kind of focusing on the Ana. That's not too bad. Apply pressure to their backline. Make sure, like, your job as well as Tracer's is to make their backline uncomfortable. You don't have to get any picks necessarily, you don't have to do any of that, you just have to make them uncomfortable so that they have to be pressured into doing something else. I've said this over and over again, where basically Pharah, A, gains more value the longer she sticks around in an area, and B, pharah is incredible at applying pressure, getting the enemy team to back up and move around your damage. She's incredible at that. Also like to point out that they have a diva, which is our strongest counter. Luckily, in this elo, divas are not going to be shutting down pharahs as well as they properly should be. And we have a pharmacy going out, but you'll notice again, we're in the middle, and as a result, McCree has free shots on our Mercy, as well as Ana. Like, there's no cover, we're not taking cover. We could have tucked in just behind a little bit here, like kind of like behind that area, and taken pot shots, because again, pharah's damage doesn't drop up. I realize I'm saying these obvious things, but as a result, you can do this kind of thing, right? You could have taken that cover a little bit earlier. Notice how we immediately duck into it when, you know, just Mercy starts taking damage, but she dies anyways. And yeah, you said you chalked that one up to your own thing, and that's fair. It's kind of weird just standing up here. We should have been firing it that way sooner, I think, you know. Yeah. And again, you'll notice we just took cover behind the Rhine shield, but before that we were just sitting kind of out in the open, so D.Va got free shots. Granted, her damage isn't great at that distance, but that's still ult charge for her. She's blocking damage. I'd say don't focus on this D.Va so much anymore. She's going to be denying you, but it takes you forever to get her out of mech. I think with the ult, you should have been more cautious about saying, like, hey, I have this ult, like, right when you get it, like, I have this ult, Ryan, what's yours at? Do you want a combo? Or something like that. It's obviously not a huge deal. Pharah's ultimate charges fairly quickly, and depending on how the Ryan plays, he can get it quickly as well. So it's not like you won't have the chance, and of course they both get huge value on their own, and I don't even like stacking them so much, but if you do want to guarantee a push, then you can do that. I would be I would have been firing at the Tracer more. I realized she was running away from us, but she was discorded, which means if we land one direct hit on her, she's dead. I believe the math works out that way. 120 plus 30% of that. It's very close. And I guarantee you she's taken some chip damage elsewhere. If not, then that's 2 rockets, a direct hit and a splash. That's another thing I want to focus on in this gameplay. I'm noticing you're not really choosing, like, how do I say it? You're not prioritizing whether or not you want to go for splash hits or direct hits. Direct hits take a little bit extra time, they take a little bit more lining up your shots, but splash hits are far more guaranteed damage. You should be firing at people's feet more often. I feel like you're going for direct hits way too often. Which is fair. That's a lot of DPS, and if you can land them, it's not bad. But on people like Lucio, it's better to just aim at the feet, aim at a wall. I noticed that your prediction isn't too bad. Like, for example, that was a great example. I don't know if this was conscious or not, but you'll notice, what is this Mercy gonna do? She's discorded. The nearest cover is, of course, you know, directly right there. Right? She doesn't want to go all the way this way and then meander, especially considering you can follow her super easy. Granted, you can follow her super easy there, but like that is the course most people would take. And so you fire another rocket directly in this corner here. And again, I don't know if that's entirely conscious, but your prediction is pretty well. You're good at reading enemies. And I don't know if that's down to their predictable movement or what. Again, like that was great. Go ahead and just lay fire into the Rhine. What is he gonna do? You guys are up a man in this fight so far. And Also, another thing I noticed, you take a lot of unnecessary self-damage. Pharah's self-damage isn't too large. I think it's maximum like 40 a hit. Yes, definitely just lay direct hits into the Rhine. You can lay direct hits into tanks super easy. You should never go for splash damage on tanks unless it's like Baby Diva, but I feel like that's being pedantic. I would say they have a McCree to take you out. They have a Diva. I wouldn't call you countered yet because they haven't managed to adjust their playstyle to deal with you, but they are certainly doing everything in their power to get you down and out of the air.
That's an issue. That's a big issue. Oh, she didn't get it over the wall. That's actually hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I hope you realize that if she did make it over the wall, yeah, no, that's, I think you know exactly why. You always, like, as Pharah, Diva is your enemy. Like, every Pharah main I know just fucking hates Divas. Yeah, good call on the res on their on our team. We got a 3 pickup, and again, we were already down, so I wish you'd press tab here. I always press tab when somebody's revived, but let's just say it was a 6v6 before all this, right? 3 of their team died, 2 of their team died. 3 of our team, 2 of their team, right? We just res them back, but we also have an extra pick. Meaning we have at least 4 men, and considering Zen didn't die, we have 5 men on the battlefield. All we know for sure is that they have 3. And I know they have more, like the Diva I don't think ever died. And now Anna's down. This should be an easy team fight, but also you'll notice, granted we dropped for the high noon, we could have concussive blast here and just got back to the fight easier. As Pharah, it's incredibly easy to just be inactive in a fight. And as Pharah also, it's super important. I would lay a shot here. If you don't lay a shot here, I'm gonna scream. Oh, a little bit overturning, but yeah, this is easy cleanup. I'm just gonna let it play. There's not a whole lot. I'm just saying that as easy as it is to be inactive with Pharah, it's most important that you're constantly active with Pharah. Just because the way that she plays, and again the fact that she just gains in value the longer she like lasts in a team fight. That's why it's another thing I like to say to counter Pharah is just take team fights quickly. If she's the last one left, she doesn't stand a chance. All she is another alternate angle of pressure, an alternate angle of fire that your team needs to deal with. In dive, she's surprisingly weak because focus fire is obviously the #1 counter to any enemy hero. And while I'm talking about all that, we picked an Orisa. So Ryan Hog on offense was iffy. Orisa Ryan on defense, I'm having a hard time. But we have a Mercy, we have a kick-ass Pharah. I'm not gonna hate it too much. I really don't like the team lineup. I think the McCree's okay, but considering he's in plat, I don't know. I don't know how his mechanical aim is. It needs to be pretty damn good.
Honestly, I'd go Junkrat or something, but we need hit scan, and they probably have a Pharah and a Diva.
I was gonna say the junk was great. The junk was a great idea. He should just go junk instead.
I can deal with Pharahs, actually, like legit. Like
It's cool, man.
I can fuck up Pharah easier as a Pharah than as a soldier. It's actually pretty sad.
Me too. But
You got me killed.
Hey, yo, you decided to follow me. I will not take responsibility.
No, it was your fault, man. I mean, I realize it's joking around, but that was your fault.
It's not Pharah's fault, you suck.
Yeah, God. It's not my fault that they target you down first.
I love you, Mercy. Yes. Watch this box. Watch this box go away.
What box? Where are you? Oh, where?
That box.
Oh, I don't see it. So.
You guys want to see where do I have another box?
Sorry, I'm tired. Nuh-uh. Don't like that. I don't like this. They probably have a widow. They probably have a Widow. Oh, it's a Hanzo, but you just took unnecessary damage. You gotta pick. Sure. But that's right at the beginning of a match, right in front of their spawn door. Now you're way too deep with no way out. If anybody in their right mind decided to fire at you right now, look at that. Look at that. Zarya just took a fucking direct hit and is still not firing at you. The reason you get away with this right here is because the enemy team is just bad. Straight up. That, you take a hit by a Hanzo again that you forget. Granted. Yeah, but listen, man, that was, you just got away with murder. That shouldn't have happened. Alright, especially as you climb rank, that's just not gonna happen. They're gonna turn around, you're not gonna get any value, you're gonna accidentally give Zarya a charge because, okay, they're running Zarya, I think they swapped off the D.Va. If they go back to a D.Va, big trouble for you, because Zarya and D.Va feed off of you, especially Zarya. Zarya is like a friendly game of catch the pharah rocket the entire game, because it's so easy to see it coming. And what the hell? I mean, you come on. I mean, granted, I guess it gave her a little bit of ult charge, but I'm actually not sure that self damage counts towards Mercy ult charge. They aren't gonna forget about you. Yep, and then they get 3 picks, and you should have ulted here. Yep. No, focus the Mercy first. I understand why you targeted the soldier, but if you kill the Mercy, like, Pharah's DPS in her ult, as you know, is insane. Target the Mercy first, because she's gonna res this.
Well, that's an issue.
You just fired a you had plenty of time to react to that. You just fired a rocket into a Zarya bubble. And now you'll notice, you can see that she's on high charge. You get scattered, it feels like bullshit.
Mercy, don't go in alone.
Yeah, Mercy, I don't know what the Mercy's doing. All of us, Lucio's there as well, supporting from the back line. Tracer's over here, I think. And then Zarya and Ryan are awkwardly facing their spawn. I don't know what this team is doing.
Lucio, yeah, that's a good plan.
Oh my god. Hanzo.
Yo, just kill the Hanzo. He's nothing but a Hanzo. Yeah, that's an issue.
Easier said than done. Yeah, our priority should be taking care of the soldier. So he should have turned and fired at us quicker. One thing I'd like to note is that Pharah is strange against soldier. A lot of people think like soldier's a very hard counter, kind of, or at least the closest thing. In reality, the closest thing is a D.Va, but Pharah, as long as she keeps her distance against soldier, soldier has a very hard time killing. We're standing perfectly still. I understand we're on a high ground. We're kind of almost hidden. I don't ever like standing still. Ever. It's just not a good idea. I like the idea that we fired at the corner there. I would have liked to see it aimed more at the ground, just because the way the engine works, if the speed was just enough to get over that and it connected right on the corner, it would have caught and wouldn't have exploded through everything. Yeah, you know who it's even better for? Junkrat. And right now we're feeding a lot of Zarya. They have a soldier out to deal with us. This is what I'm talking about. We can out damage the soldier. Sure, we took this much damage, but I mean, the helix field is down. And the only reason we die is their brand new Pharah. Yep, the game just changed. Pharah is a game changer. Just having her on one team can change the way you play a little bit.
Very nice.
John, stare on me.
I'm dead. I'm coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're alive.
No, I'm not. I'm above you though.
Stay at a range. Nice. Nice prediction shot right as they rocket up. This is aimed a little bit too directly. My best guess, since she just did the Tobelstein, she's going to pull out this way a little bit. And I'd be trying to aim a rocket about there. That should cover both backwards and sideways options and pretty much this whole angle. I'm going to see if you do that, just to see if my prediction about your prediction's going to be okay. Yeah. She pulled to the right a little bit further. I would have liked to see that predicted a little bit more, but
Bastard,
eh.
come here. God damn that Mercy. Yeah, no, I just chased.
This is awful prediction. Yeah, see that again, good prediction on that one. He jumped, you fired a rocket at the ground where he was gonna land. That was great. There's no reason this Ryan should live.
That fair has a skin that I so desperately
Jesus, dude.
like,
Nice.
I want that. They have a lever.
Yeah. I believe her. No, no, no.
Oh no.
Don't like the standing still.
They had a Reaper.
We just laid a rocket under the Genji. So, pharah, like Reaper, is really good when people don't know she's there. Which is why distance is a big thing. I liked that. That was a great ult.
Oh, Mercy coming in with res. Perfect.
We didn't see the Mercy there. I don't think we could have seen that. We did basically pull out a res for free, considering they didn't get anything. They didn't get any of us besides the Mercy, I don't think. But now they've gotten 2 more picks. They're gonna take this point.
Drop the beat. Why don't you?
No, no. You guys need to regroup here.
They're not trying to contest this. I'm going to slap.
No, 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 no. Shut the fuck up. You don't contest this. You are alone. You are alone. You're not gonna do anything. Zarya is gonna waste both of her bubbles. She's gonna get a shit ton of charge off of you because again, she can get free charge even if it isn't your fault. And also, both of your supports are down. Your main tank is down. This is over. This is over. Let them concede the next point. They have a lever. All it takes is one team fight. You gain advantage by taking over the cart. Like, it takes one team fight to win this. If you guys had grouped up a little bit, notice how all of a sudden both of our DPS are down again. And then they're going to cap, and we're not going to be in position. Roadhog and Mercy are trying to rush back, but they're going to be out of position. They're going to get killed early. And in the meantime, every one of those kills just contributed to their ult charge. Every one of them. No, 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 no. Mercy had come with you, nothing would have changed. It's nice. It's nice to have a Mercy with you, but and it's nice to bring along a Mercy. You're not even wrong. We need to concede the Orisa. I'm sorry.
Yep.
She is being left clicked to death over and over, and she's not providing much protection for us. I would be recommending that. Not really. That's a whole other topic, though. I'll talk about how Orisa's trash a little bit later if you want, but I don't think it's 2 things. Nice prediction. Like, I loved that. I don't know. Again, I don't know if this is entirely conscious, right? You're like, okay, the Mercy's gonna pull the cover there, so you fire a shot there. Then you're like, okay, she's looking that way. She's gonna fly, so you fire a rocket directly down. And you catch her. Fucking great. I don't know if that, again, is conscious, but you need to be doing more of that, seeing, like, what are my enemy's options in terms of movement? What's the most likely thing? Fire it there.
Mercy, res it.
Don't res it. Don't res that. That's shit. That's garbage. It's a bad idea, actually. Shouldn't have told her that.
I got you.
I mean, we just wasted a res. It's fine, we build res quickly anyways, but like, we're trying to hold this far up. This is really difficult for us.
Because you did some stupid shit, help.
You're doing some stupid shit, man. I'm sorry. It turns back. Yeah, regroup. Look at this. Look at this. Pharah's gonna have a heyday. Why did we switch off to Mei? When did this happen? This is awful. Pharah just gets to kill Mei for free. Listen, again, all it takes is one team fight and you guys should win. If you just regroup properly, like in spawn, I don't...
That's okay, it's okay. We're just...
I haven't seen you stop and wait for anybody yet. You get the jump on him. Definitely take care of the Orisa pulling things in. Take advantage of that.
Hey, Fair, I got a present for you.
We just wasted 2 ults.
You know, I'm gonna.
We won 1 team fight, and that's because we used 2 or 3 ults, I think.
Follow me.
I would have liked to see us press tab here.
So just some like nice. Glad you left.
No, see, look, Farah just got
Back.
a direct shot.
Give him a couple nice to meet you shots.
Look, if they were any better, you would have died there. Zarya would have taken a pot shot with her right click or something.
Fair, Fair's behind. I'm choking
Nice
so hard on
predictions. Nice predictions. It just
Fair. I'm choking.
happens. Hammered down, and look, they win 1 team fight.
Not gonna lie.
At this point, I'd say pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. Just pull out, pull out.
Please, you have time to regroup.
Finally.
Don't, please, Mercy.
Jesus fucking finally.
I need you to res us after we dive like dumbasses.
I'm gonna go back so I can take a look at that really quickly.
We need you.
Press tab. I don't think you got any sort of important. I think you were looking for the Mercy ult. Our McCree's down, who just got ult, right? We have Whole Hog, a brand new Rhine, Mercy with Res, and
Like dumbasses.
Lucio. We should be able to contest this, assuming they don't pressure us out of this choke. That's why the Rhine swap is so good here. Our Reinhardt dropped the shield to charge. He probably would have died anyway, and he probably would have been like, this is gonna break my shield if I try to block it, and dropped it anyways. Dumb idea, he should have stayed blocking here, but whatever.
Res it. Res it.
Yep, good call. Res it.
Let's go, boys.
Get it out. Our main tank and 2 of our main sources of DPS are down.
That Mercy. Get that Mercy.
We pull out a Whole Hog.
I got that Mercy.
We get Mercy. We got a clutch Deadeye here and win the game.
That's how you win a game right there.
Yeah, I'd say overall, your prediction's pretty good. Your aim is incredible. Mostly, I didn't see you group up once. You died in weird times. You didn't die with the rest of your team, really. Which, especially on defense, I feel like people just think, oh, we just gotta stall the cart, but like, it's so much better if you just stay in spawn and let them get halfway to the point, you know? It's way better if you can manage to do that. It's just far better. I do have a difficult time in general when you're just out in the back and you're getting away with free murder, because again, granted, your tracking isn't bad, right? And your aiming is good. You're hitting your shots reliably. You're doing your job as a DPS, but you are in deep in the enemy team, and you shouldn't be getting away with what you've been getting away with. Especially in higher elos, that's gonna suck real bad. I'm gonna talk shortly about why I like the Zen Pharah thing. Obviously, Discord is just a massive boon to your team. It's just super helpful to have in general. As well as Harmony Orb gives Pharah that extra bit of sustain from super long distance, right? Zen Mercy, if you have Zen Mercy and not Zen Lucio, I strongly recommend Pharah as a DPS pick. Pharah can always fly up to, Mercy can always fly up to Pharah. The reason Pharmacy is so good is because they sure kind of make each other stronger, but mostly they cover their weaknesses. Pharah's damage is inconsistent and kind of weird, and she doesn't have much sustain. It's very hard to get her any sort of protection or heals up there. As a result, Mercy can fly up, and also Mercy always has an escape route, and she has vertical mobility, the one thing she lacks and the thing that really balances her, as well as damage boost, making Pharah's damage more consistent and absolutely devastating. Right? So, I don't know. Overall, I'd say just focus on positioning, focus on grouping up, especially on defense, your attacking wasn't too bad. But the biggest thing is positioning, using cover as pharah. Again, that's huge. I didn't touch on it super often because it was happening all the time. Like, I can fast forward to any point, really. You're not in cover, you're not in cover, you're not in cover. You're taking unnecessary pot shots and feeding the ult charge. When you just got rid of your ult, right? There's 30 seconds left on the clock. You shouldn't be here. You should be back with your team. You should be helping them defend. You should be laying down opposing fire from here, because this rocket's going to hit us. Should be laying down pressure from there instead of here.
Nice. Glad you left.
It's not going to happen. Just, you should have pulled back. You shouldn't have been there in the first place. If one of those rockets hit you or hit this piece of geometry, if the pharah was any better, 80 splash damage, you're dead.
Nice to meet you, shots.
Yeah, not it's not a good idea.
Oh,
I'm gonna
they're fair.
I gotta eat choke. The pharah's in the back line. This is far more important. This is super important here. I don't know. Your game's knowledge is okay. I'd say your game sense is a bit off, and that I mean, like, when is a push over? When is a push starting? When is the mid fight? You know, when is it just cleanup time? Like, there are times where you can take things slow, and that's very rare, especially in this meta. But like, once you get like 2 picks or something, like, just take your time, man. You don't need to rush in all of a sudden. Like, that's a huge mistake. It's like, get a pick, rush in. But like, no, it's like you have a pick, you have an advantage. Take your time, walk up to point. Like, it's helpful to have speed boost and stuff. But that's pretty much all I have to say on that.